But then I come back and there's kids just playing with the pencil sharpener and sharpening all the pencils because apparently that's the cool thing to do right now. 10 protractors? Why do I need 10 protractors? Nobody wants to be an outfit repeater on the first day of school. Purr, like a sad little putter. Okay guys, it's 10 o'clock. I'm finally leaving my house. Now tomorrow is the first day of school, kind of. It's like the meet the teacher day. And of course I'm not ready. I mean, you've seen my room, it's a disaster. But I won't have kids tomorrow in my room. So if I have little piles, it's not a problem. But obviously, like the stuff on the table, the stuff near the door, that's gotta go. So we've got work to do. Now I would have liked to have been there like at 8 o'clock, but I was trying to upload a video that's the one previous to this on YouTube. And I started it last night, and then apparently my computer like stopped it at midnight. And then so when I woke up at like 7, I restarted it and it's still just going. So finally I was like, okay, whatever. So I just like paused the update and I'm going to school and I'll start it there. Hopefully the internet's a little better at school than it is at my house. I guess I didn't realize my internet was so bad until I started like trying to upload stuff to YouTube. But for showing meal plan, everyone meal plans it seems. Here we got our breakfast, my absolute favorite, and then we have lunch. Yay! I just can't be bothered to plan lunch. Like I hate sandwiches and salads and stuff. Like I get school lunch every day because I don't want to plan things. I just want to be able to sit down and eat something. So obviously maybe not the healthiest choices, but I'm young, right? I don't need to be eating salads every day. There's like 3 bars down the street from our school, and one of them has really good food. So maybe there'll be other people at school today that'll want to order from the bar. Or if I really want something besides Cheetos, I can always walk to the gas station. But come on, Cheetos are a meal. I've eaten a whole bag of Cheetos before. No lie. No shame. So I'll check in with you when I get to school and we'll get started. Okay, so before I get started dealing with my classroom mess, I had to get this done first. This was just my parent questionnaire from 2018-2019 that I just made really quick. This is pretty much the only thing I'm going to be doing tomorrow with the parents. I'm just going to give them this as I see them. As I said before, I'm going to be in the library registering people that haven't registered online before. So this is just something I'll hand them to them and they'll take it home. So I want to know, like, what is their preferred form of contact? Now I know some people wouldn't want parents like texting them. Like a lot of people probably don't want parents texting them, but for me, I have the students most of the time they're identified that they need special education in either kindergarten or first grade, so I have them for like 4 or 5 years, and I only have like 7, 8 students at a time because their school is so small, so I don't mind if they're using my personal cell phone. I don't mind if they're using my personal cell phone to be texting me, because I only have a couple parents at a time and I go to trust them. It's not like I'm having them for a couple years. I mean, I can have them for 6 years. I envision like a really good friendship forming between these parents. Again, it's my 2nd year, so I don't know for sure, but I'm not worried about giving them my personal number. And then I know some people have like apps that you can use. Like the first grade teacher uses an app where she can like text them things on her phone, and it uses like a fake phone number to text all the parents in her room. But that's different. She has 30 different kids every single year. And I mean, so at the end of 5 years, she'd have like 150 people that have her phone number. No, I don't have that problem. So I feel fine if the parent wants to text me. I've emailed parents in the past before and given them phone calls and they just don't respond. So I think text is a really good option for some parents because they usually have their phone on them all the time. And then just a spot for them to give their preferred number or address, so their email address or the phone number. And then I have a little spot right here where it's asking, it's saying like when the IEP is due by. I had a couple parents last year that like they only wanted to do like every other Friday, or they only available Thursdays at 3:40, and that would be nice to know beforehand. So just a little spot for that, and then they'll know kind of like it's due in February, because I'm going to write in like February for the due. So they'll kind of have an idea of when it is. And then sometimes when you ask a parent what their child's strengths are, sometimes it's just really hard for them to think on the top of their head and like spit it out. So it's easier if I ask them in the beginning of the year and then they write this down And then I can remind them at the meeting that this is what they've said that their child's strengths are. Like, do they have anything else to add? So then when we're doing the IEP process, it's a little bit easier and smoother, and they're not feeling like they're put on the spot. And there's a spot for what are my child's needs, what supports are needed for my child to be successful at school, what are my dreams for my child, and what are my concerns about my child's education. So a lot of these I probably know because I've heard it like last year, but I just want them to be saying again. Like, if they say that their dream for their child is to be an astronaut, I would investigate with the child a little bit more and find out if they really like astronauts, and if they do, maybe I should get some more books that are astronaut involved. So yeah, it's just a little something to get to know my parents. I don't have any new parents this year, like that would come from preschool to kindergarten. They're all parents I had last year, but one of them is a student who's qualified in May, so they're a little bit newer to me. But it's just nice to get to know you. So now, I've got my paperwork done. Time to get cleaning, guys. Ugh, this didn't really blend very well. Okay. You want to know where my shirt's from? This is from the blue envelope. It says Teach. It's cute. Michelle Foray talks about that company all the time, so I'm sure if you're watching me, you've watched Michelle on Pocketville Primary, so you probably already know that. These shorts are from Walmart. Actually, fun fact, the last time I wore these shorts, I was rollerblading to get ice cream, and I forgot that there's like these little yellow grates that are meant to like slow bikers down, and I forgot that was going to come up soon. So I'm on my rollerblades and I see the grate and I'm like, oh no! So my friend bails into the grass and I thought I would make it, so I went off like kind of onto the curb, intending to like roll off the curb and keep going down the hill. No, that didn't happen. Totally biffed. Like, I thought I broke my arm because it was just a disastrous bruise, and my thigh was like bleeding because it was not good. But enough about me. Let's get to work. Okay, guys. Oh, I love this camera so much. So, you can see this mess that I didn't finish yesterday because I was distracted making these. But it looks nice. I'm not ashamed. I'm going to finish this. Most of the stuff that's on this table is actually just like empty or it's junk. Like, I mean, I like painting and stuff, but I don't know how often I would actually use these bulletin boards. These two are empty. These two will go over by my little fridge over there. Like that binder's empty. All of that is empty, and it's just like sheet protectors. Those are empty. I don't know what I'm gonna do about these. These are like, the teacher before me must have put together like a bunch of like leveled readers she found somewhere, and she has like the running records that go with it. But I don't know how useful that'll be for me, so I don't know yet what I'm going to do with that. This is from an old curriculum. Don't know what I'm doing about that. These are like book bags, which don't go with LLI, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those either. This is Explode the Code. That has to go in binders that an aide is going to do for me. This stuff I didn't even bother with. I'm going to deal with that next year. This bulletin board can get put up. I'll probably do that next. This is just like extra supplies that I could put maybe in some of my empty bins up there. And then there's this stuff, which I'm just gonna hide in the corner, I think. No shame. Have to be Pinterest perfect on the first day, guys. No shame. I'm not afraid. So, my new books from Amazon Prime are here, so I'm just gonna throw these on the shelf real quick. Okay, 25 and 26 of Merlin Missions. And actually, I know there's maybe 1 or 2 Magic Tree House books that are out right now too. Like one's about like the Texas hurricane. I don't know what the name is off the top of my head right now. But it's a hardcover, and I want all mine to be softcover because obviously I already have all the soft covers. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit until it comes out on paperback. There we go. Also, if anyone has a weighted blanket, like, how do you store it? Because mine's just like sitting on this chair right here, and that's fine for now, but like once I start intervention groups, I'm gonna have kids in here that aren't my special education students, and they don't necessarily know the rules as much as my other students do. So I envision them like playing over here with the blanket, which is okay. It's just I don't want to have to be washing it unnecessarily if I don't have to, because it seems like it's kind of hard to get the whole thing into the washing machine, and our school just got a washing machine and it's in the art room. So it's not like it's in my room and I can just be throwing it in the washer whenever I want to. So leave a comment down below if you have any tips for me. Also, the best thing about today is that today is a holiday, it's Labor Day, so there's nobody in the school. I can be as loud as I want, and then I don't have to be worrying about people like thinking that I'm talking to myself or whatever. Got distracted. So I moved my little important papers that I had in the tubs on the table to over here. So I've got my 2 tubs, my pencil sharpener that I hide, my little mini fridge, and this is my little file system, which I honestly don't even have that much stuff in here, but I had an actual filing cabinet last year that I had files in, but that just was a big disaster, and it was really hard to get to. And then the desk I had before this desk had one of the bottom drawers that was for files, but it was just hard, and I was keeping candy in there, and it was not being used for its intended purpose. So this is a little bit better, and it's cute. And it's right there, and it's really accessible, so I won't be just throwing important things in drawers and then losing them, because I do that. Now you might be wondering, why does she have her pencil sharpener hiding over here? Well, you see, I am very busy, and I don't usually get bathroom breaks, so between some classes and other kids coming, I'll just run to the bathroom, because it's across the way from my room. But then I come back, and there's kids just playing with the pencil sharpener and sharpening all the pencils, because apparently that's the cool thing to do right now in elementary school, is sharpening pencils, and they just love it, and they don't get to do it. But I don't have time for you to be sharpening pencils. We've got reading to work on. So I had my pencil sharpener, and when kids ask, if kids ask to sharpen their pencil, I'm like, guys, we have all of these pencils. Give me the dull one, and I will go to the art teacher's room, and I will sharpen the pencils, because I've told them, I don't have a pencil sharpener. I'm really poor. I have to borrow other teachers. Okay, little lie, but it serves me well. So I think I'm going to store all of my empty binders up there with that tub. Now, I know a lot of people have, ouch, I just stepped on the cord, like these as their teacher toolboxes, but our PTO bought them for us. I don't know where that other drawer went. But our PTO bought them for us, so I don't really want to be spray painting and changing the labels, but I obviously don't have 24 students. We use our PBIS tickets, and students are assigned a number, so their classroom number will be 13, and then they have 13 is their number for everything, their number 13 locker, number 13 book, yada yada. And so they would put their Eagle Eye tickets in the number 13 drawer, and then they would resume it for their prize. But obviously I don't have that. I give students our little PBIS tickets, and then they go off and put them in their own classroom's drawers. So I could use it for another purpose, but I just haven't yet. Look at that. It's the perfect fit. It was meant to be. So I'm just going to throw it right up there. And then this table won't look so daunting. Also, if anybody has any idea what this remote could be for, please tell me, because I have no idea. These 4 containers, and I have this rolly cart full of stuff. My hopes are I will be able to empty the rolly cart and put the stuff into these bins in some sort of nice fashion, because I really don't like the rolly carts. I still have 2 more in my room. When I started the year last year, I had 5. The teacher before me just loved them, but I don't. They're flimsy, and they fall over, and the wheels fall off, and it's just a big hassle. So, let's start taking all this stuff off and emptying it into bins. Okay, 1 drawer done, and I've got a big pile of garbage, so I'm going to grab the garbage can. It's kind of crazy that all of these pens and all of these pencils came with the room before I got here, and I didn't order any pencils or pens this year because I knew there was a lot. I have enough for, I think, the entire school. And I don't need enough pens and pencils for the entire school. Honestly, I can't even remember the last time I used a pen that wasn't a Flair pen. And I don't think I gave any pens to students last year because most of my students were young enough. I'm just now, I had a well, now she's a 5th grader, so that qualified last year as a 4th grader, and then I have some other 4th graders, but I don't remember actually using pens. So some of this, like, I'm not going to take out of the box. Like, I don't need paper clips taken out of the box. Like, these binder clips, staples, staple remover. Like, I can take that out of the box. I don't know when I'll ever use it because I have plenty of them. But, so I'll probably just call this bin, like, office supplies, sticky clips, tape, fasteners. Are you kidding me? 10 protractors? Why do I need 10 protractors? Book tape. Hopefully nobody breaks my books, so I don't have to put tape on my books. Because I like my books, they're very nice.
Oh no.
This drawer is just junk. Great. Okay. So we have one bin left, or one bin and 2 drawers left. So we have 2 drawers on this organizer left. One is full of stuff, and the other is like Play-Doh and Play-Doh cutting tools. So I'm gonna put that in this container. Goes off all the first time. At noon, the bell for the dairy goes off. The first time I was here and that was going off, I was like, oh my god, is there a tornado? Is there a thunderstorm? And then they were like, no, this happens every day. Oh, okay. So, this is like gross. It has Play-Doh stuck in it. But I guess kids like it, so... Maybe it'll fit. Is any good? It's hard to open. Oh. It's so weird. It's called Bubber. It's like Play-Doh, but it's like kind of like soft almost. Weird. Kind of a fan. Makes your fingers feel really soft too. Okay, but I don't think they're all gonna fit in here. There's a lot more blue than there is pink. Am I a horrible person if I mix the colors? Like, one of these containers will fit. But definitely not both. There's really not, like there's a lot of blue, but there's not that much pink, so, yep. Call me a horrible person, but I'm mixing colors. I think an art teacher would be horrified. But I'm not an art teacher. Oh, there goes the lid. Okay, we'll just use this lid. Okay, we're on. We're good. Fasten. And it fits. Okay. So, used all my containers. I have almost everything emptied except for this random drawer, which has the, don't know what that is, but I assume it's for something sensory tubing. Cheese. Vicky sticks. This is all lead for pencils. I guess I can go with the pencils. This is empty. This is just beads. 2 blues, which you use for reading. So I could probably put those in my library somewhere. These don't even have color. This is for sensory. Okay, maybe I'm a bad person, for throwing away good school supplies, but our school like literally has these everywhere because we've gone through so many math curriculums in a short time. Cheese, glue, thingy. I don't know what this is, but it looks like you stack plastic rocks. Oh, this is a reader, so you can like put it on and then read the words and follow along. Cool. Tubing. Ew, that's been chewed on. Fantastic. Just a necklace of some thingy. So these are special pencils. They're called twist and rides. So obviously I'll put them in with my pencils. I had one student use them last year, but he mostly just liked it for the rocket. He didn't really enjoy it, that it was correcting his grip. So these are pencils that have like the sensory fidgets on them. So maybe I should put those on top and have a student in mind that would benefit from those. Or these. Don't know what that is. Oh, the lead fell out. Bunch of eraser pieces. Wiki sticks. Garbage, wiki sticks. Sure, this one looks fun. See, I'd rather have this than a fidget spinner. Anybody else feel the same? Okay, we're empty. So I'm just going to kick this down to the extra classroom way down there. This one used to be the extra classroom, but now we just hired another teacher and we split our 4th grade because we had 30 students. So see you when we're down there. Okay, so I have all this stuff I still have to deal with, but I'll probably just throw it in a bin. I just realized that Target is open. I thought because it's Labor Day that Target would be closed, but I Googled it and it's open. So I'm gonna go to Target, probably grab some Starbucks because I need to see if they have more bins. But before I can go to Target, I have to get my life together here. So, first thing we're gonna do is this bulletin board has to be finished. I can no longer just have the stuff sitting on this shelf. That's not gonna roll. It's been sitting here for probably about a month when I put the new fabric on, and I never actually put the stuff back on. Now granted, the labels are so boring, so I'll probably change the Dolce and the Fry label to something else. But everything else is already laminated and on rings, and I just have to pop it back up into its order. But I don't really remember what it originally looked like, so... Oh, okay, I put the bulletin board back up in its order. So the Dolce words are on top and the Fry words on the bottom, and those are the sheets that go with it, so you can check the students' work while they're reciting the little flashcards to you. These are the labels I used to have it. Totally boring. So I'm going to use the Cameo, figure out what color I want to do, and I'll put some fantastic labels up. Okie dokie, here we go. So I'm going to throw these on the laminator so then they won't be so bendy and they'll be nice and laminated. So then my pineapple letters will look good on my bulletin board. So if you look at my room from the door, it doesn't look too bad. Got the majority of things figured out. Let's shut this. You can't see the stuff in it. This stuff is mostly hidden by these chairs. Very helpful. The cabinet will come soon. That goes right here. This stuff is fine. Desk area is, you know, whatever. These are books that need labels. Of course, I forgot the labels at home. I'll do that tomorrow. Desk, yeah, could use some love. Especially right there. I think for the rest of this counter, I'm going to get 3 more of these to put more of my math manipulatives in, and then I would probably spray paint them. And then do some cute little labels. These need containers. I'm going to go back to Target and hope that they have more of these, because then I can put more containers across the front. So I probably need about 12 more, and then I could just push this stuff farther behind the containers to hide it more. What I was just looking at right now is I just inherited, I'm now a tier 2 coach for PBIS, and this is the binder I was given. So I'm probably going to organize that tomorrow after all the festivities of Meet Your Teacher, because we'll have time after all that is happening. And then also I need to continue taking down this cursive alphabet strip. I'm so tired of having first graders writing in cursive, or trying because their sibling taught them. And then I have several spots where the number lines fell down that I have to stick back up. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to surely come in tomorrow early. I believe it's Meet the Teacher for parents is 8 to 5, so I'll probably come in at like 7 o'clock, deal with this, deal with that, and hopefully put stuff in containers. And then once I have all my containers filled, I will start trying to do some things with labels. And then this is fine for now. I'll deal with that next year probably, or throughout the year. I'm really not a fan of this, especially because it's like lopsided, but a little do. Now this, my janitor, he like nailed a hole in the wall to put this coat hanger. I didn't have a coat hanger. I'm assuming that this is from that, so he just obviously didn't vacuum. And I don't think he's vacuumed in here since I started coming in the middle of August, so let's hope he vacuums. Okay guys, when I finish watching Mr. Alex Karev for 12 more minutes, then I'm gonna head out, go to Target, and hopefully Chipotle for dinner. I hope they're open. Okay friends, very successful day at Target. They had the bins I wanted, so I got them. I got 12 of them. They weren't on sale like they were the week previously. I think I paid $1.79 each, and then this week I had to pay $1.99, so I mean, a couple dollar difference, not that much. But I forgot that this is the week that most of the colleges are all coming back in our state, Wisconsin, and it was totally packed. Like, all the lines were like 3 deep, and I had to wait, but it was worth it. I got my bins, and then I also bought, like, some little Band-Aids that are, like, Halloween related, but they're in my car, so I can't show you. And then this little squishy ball, Halloween related. But when I was walking by, also, aren't they supposed to, like, take these? I don't think I've ever gotten clothes from Target before where they gave me the hanger, but okay. So, I got this cute little pajama set. So those are little H's for, can you guess what? Harry Potter! Gryffindor. Seeker. Ooh, struggle. Fantastic. Super exciting. It was like $20, but it's Harry Potter, so it was worth it. And also I was freezing, so I bought this sweater while I was at TJ Maxx, which is kind of close. So it's a Calvin Klein. I was originally like looking for another like North Face or a Patagonia, because I don't have a Patagonia, but I have lots of North Faces and I like how fuzzy they are. But I ended up buying this one just because I don't really have many things that are gray, and it's kind of a professional looking thing that I could wear with jeans on like a Friday. But it's like really cold in Wisconsin right now. It's like 50 degrees, and yesterday was like 75. So total temperature change that I was not prepared for. And then, while I was at TJ Maxx, pondering what I'm going to wear for the first day of school tomorrow. Okay, technically it's meet the teacher, but still. Nobody wants to be an outfit repeater on the first day of school. So I bought this. Really like the sleeves. Real talk, on me, it's probably not as long as normal people. So it's about knee length. So kind of shorter for dresses that I personally wear, but it's got nice long sleeves, and it's got this cute little shoulder tie thing, which, yes, is very nice decorative, but also my biggest problem when I buy things that are long sleeve or like dresses in general is I have like really long arms, so I just need a lot of shoulder space. And so this has room for some nice shoulder space. Then I have this necklace from Walmart that's been rolling around in my car for like a month since I bought it, and I've just never brought it in. I was like, wow, that'll be perfect. We'll see. Maybe it won't be perfect, but in my head it seems perfect. Okay, is that all I got? Yes. Okay, so here we go. We got Caribou, my absolute favorite. This is Campfire Mocha, blended milk chocolate. And then, can you tell, Big Bag? Can you tell? Chipotle! So I know the queso is, well, you can't see that. The queso is like a new thing, so I've never had that before, but I usually like their salsa and their chips. So I thought, you know what, I like queso. Let's see if I like their queso. And then, stick ball. So I'm gonna eat, probably watch Bachelor in Paradise, and then I have some, I gave out workbooks at the end of the year to some students that I was seeing in my interventionist role, some of the students I was seeing in a special education role, and to just some kids I know whose parents would like for them to work on things over the summer so they don't just forget everything they've learned from our new math curriculum, Bridges. So I was giving out workbooks, and then I had an explanation note on the front that said, like, if they finished the workbook and brought it back in the first week of school, then I would give them a free recess coupon. So on Fridays for our PBIS, some students get extended recess if they like redeemed enough tickets, like 20 tickets or something, that they can redeem it for an extra recess token, and it's just like 10 minutes more of recess. But every little kid is obsessed with it, even in winter when it's freezing. Okay, I don't think I would choose that, but if you want extra recess, easy, easy, easy. So actually a bunch of kids were super excited. So I'm going to eat my Chipotle, I'm going to watch Bachelor in Paradise, I'm going to make that ticket. There's probably other things I need to do too. So I'm really glad I remembered that I needed to do this before the school year started, because it is just a lot easier to do it while I'm sitting on my couch watching Grey's Anatomy. So this is how my district progress monitors. It's called AimsWeb. So you set the kids up with accounts like this, and then you set it up for a certain amount of time. So right now, like, this was every week on Wednesday, so once a week on Wednesday I would be doing all of these progress monitoring probes with my students. So LNF is letter nonsense fluency, so words like BIM, DOB, you know, just words like that, and they have to sound it out. So it's basically checking their phonics knowledge. OCM is oral counting measures, so basically how fast can they count? Are they getting the transitions between 19 and 20, 39 and 40? Number identification, so it's just numbers in different orders. Kindergarten and first grade just go up to 10, and then anything above that, it's numbers into the like teens. Letter sound fluency, just sounds in order. RCBM is a reading probe that's geared at a certain grade level. Quantity discrimination measure. MCAP is like a summative assessment of everything that like that grade would do. So that's second grade MCAP. So it's just going to hit on, it's basically like a math test for second graders that you would take at the end of the year. So just lots of things that they need to know, like counting, like basic fractions, time. There's like 3-digit addition problems and subtraction. Letter nonsense fluency, letter sound fluency, nonsense word fluency, and then more RCBMs. So RCBM is usually used with all students who have learning disabilities in reading after they're past second grade. If they're either like kindergartners or first graders, you'll have things like letter fluency and letter sound fluency. And then if they're like a kindergartner or first grader that's struggling with numbers, then you do like quantity discrimination and OCM. But basically, if you're first grade or above and you're not having extreme difficulties, you're basically just looking at the MCAP and the RCBM for my district. So I'm gonna re-input all my student names that I have for next year. I'm gonna reference their goals, which I know offhand. I don't have to look anything up. And so then I have to figure out what their goal would be. This is the Ames Web National Norms Table. So this is for RCBM, Reading Curriculum-Based Measurement. So, for example, I have a couple first graders that we want them to be at the 25 percentile by the end of the year. So the goal would be 40, so that by the end of first grade that they're reading 40 words per minute on a first grade passage. So that's just how you figure out which is your goal. And then you figure out the baseline by they have to take the RCBM for their grade 3 times, and that's how you get the baseline. So usually, they get something like 1, 2, 3, 4, something just normal like that. They're getting the basic sight words, especially in the beginning of the year when they've had the whole summer to kind of forget everything they've learned. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this table to input all of my RCBM scores, and then I'll go and do the rest of them also. I really wish I could remember what I was doing last year. Like, I wish I would have been taping, so I would know actually what I was doing last year. Because literally all I remember of last year on the very first, Meet the Teacher Day is I was eating powdered donuts. Absolutely no idea what else happened the rest of the week or anything else. Just the fact that I was eating powdered donuts. Not helpful. So honestly, I'm kind of nervous for tomorrow, which is ridiculous because it's my second year and I know most of the kids and most of the teachers and most of the parents very well. Why am I so nervous? Okay, friends, it's finally here. It's the night before Meet the Teacher night. Am I ready? I guess. I've got my tickets made. I've got my questionnaire made for my parents. When I get to school, I have organization stuff I need to deal with my new bins I bought. But I'm going to put a sign next to my door that says, Bashir's in the library, and if you need me, they can come find me in the library, which I hope they do because I want to give them my questionnaire. It's kind of a bummer not getting to meet your parents on the first day of school. I know in a bigger school, you'd have your homeroom probably of special education students, or you'd have a solid block of math, and then the parents would just all want to come to you because you see them normally. Or you're an inclusion type school where the one Sped teacher is assigned to one classroom the whole day. I've student taught in ones that were like that. So there was one special education teacher and one regular education teacher paired up, and they were just with each other the whole time in shared classrooms. I mean, that'd be cool, kind of, but I also really like the variety that my school brings. So, on this very special night before Meet the Teacher / kind of first day of school, hope it's all going well for you and anyone else that starts tomorrow. Wisconsin, you can't start till after Labor Day. It's a law. Okay, here we go. Meet the Teacher Day / kind of first day of school. I guess I'm not feeling as nervous as I was yesterday. However, I wish I would have woken up a little bit early. I got up at my usual 6 so that I could leave around 7. 7:20 is the latest I can leave, and that's pretty much what time it is right now, is 7:20 for me to get there at around 7:40, and parents are allowed to come in at 8, but I would imagine 7:45 the secretaries would open up the doors and let parents come in. And then they would go to the gym first to fill out any sort of like chaperone field trip kind of forms, and then they would disperse to classrooms, or they would come to me to online register if they did an online register. Now, like last week, there was like 20 families that didn't, but they sent out another school-wide email to the parents reminding them to register their children online. So maybe some more did. I think they said last year only like 2 families didn't register online. But this year they told me I should have like 3 computers logged in and up to the parent portal and ready for them to go. So I guess it's just a bigger turnout of people either didn't have internet access or they just like didn't know how to do it. Maybe they forgot their password, which I can't really help them with, but I can help them with the process of figuring out what the password is. I don't know how long it takes for them to get a reply or for the password to reset, but I'm the go-to girl, apparently. I straightened my hair this morning, and then I used like a little hairspray on it to keep it like straight and not so frizzy, which was just a giant mistake. I never straighten my hair, but I also never use anything fancy in my hair that would like need hairspray. So my hairspray didn't like come out like in a spray. It was kind of like a sad little putter. And so it didn't really like give me a good effect. I've kind of got the, like in a couple spots where I like tested it, I've got the went to bed with wet hair and kind of woke up and now it's like limp and sad look going on. Whatever, guys, it's not a fashion show. So I will talk to you when I get to school, and the next time I am available to chat, it might be lunchtime, might be before then. I don't know, because I don't really know my schedule or what I'm doing today. I kind of get a lot of random things assigned to me, and because I'm now the on-site tutoring coach, like head person, and I have to deal with that paperwork, and then I also got voluntold, I guess you could say, for my principal to be the tier 2 coach for our RTI process. I know I have to go to a training for that eventually. I just don't know when that is. So I'll check in with you later. Okay, so our first round of parents went through either at 8 or 10. So kindergarten, first, second had classes at 8, and then third, fourth, and fifth had another one at 9. And so then the parents can either go to the 8 o'clock one, or in the afternoon at 3 o'clock we have it again, so parents can again come. So they can either come in the morning or the afternoon to get their paperwork done, meet their child's teacher. It's raining again. So we just had lunch and we ordered from the bar down the street. We had some waffle fries and some cheese curds. So good. So now I'm gonna go back in the gym where I'm going to continue doing forms. Right now I'm in charge of the hot lunch. So if you didn't pay for your hot lunch forms online, they have to come to me and I have to fill out paperwork for them. The day is going by fast though. Our contract time today, we're done at 5. So I envision that after 3 o'clock it'll get really quiet and then we'll have time to work in our classrooms. So then I will have time to work on my bins. So I'm going to use these bins to organize my sensory stuff, and then also just the random stuff I have hiding back here. I saw all of my students except for one. I don't know if I missed him or if he just didn't come, and I was able to give them all the forms that I needed for them to fill out, the parent questionnaire that I had, and I was just able to chat about any concerns that may have arose over the summer. And then I talked with a couple about the math packet I gave them, which only one student returned, but some assured me that they were almost done and they would bring it back tomorrow. So we'll see if that happens. Now I just have a bunch of books that I need to put labels on that I've been trying to ignore for the past week. So I'm going to get to it. It's helpful that I put the labels in alphabetical order and I didn't just throw them in there, because otherwise it'd be a problem. So I always put the label on, and then I need tape. This is 1-inch tape, so it covers the label perfectly. If I can get it off my finger. And there we go, just like that, done. So all of these A to Z mysteries my first grade teacher was giving away. I was like, oh my god, I will take those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and I have a couple more. So I probably have like half the alphabet. So it'd be pretty easy to find the rest at Goodwill because I see them there all the time. So really the biggest struggle, honestly, of being a special education teacher is you're supposed to provide modifications and accommodations, but half the time you can't plan for what the other general education teachers are doing because they don't know what they're doing themselves. Like I asked the 5th grade teacher what her plans were tomorrow, and she said she didn't really know right now. And so that makes it very difficult for me to do my job, because if she's doing any sort of reading activity, there are probably many things I could do to accommodate it to make it better for my students so that they can access it better. But it's hard to do when you're getting the piece of paper basically right before school. I don't have any prep period, so it's not like I can just sit down and prep it really quick or something. So that's a struggle. Also, the only grade I don't have right now is 3rd grade. I have a student on consult from a private school, but basically that means I just talk to his teacher once a month via email, and then we have the IEP and we talk about his strengths and like what his goals should be, but he's not actually receiving any sort of special education services because he's from a private school. I had really high hopes he would have come here last year, but no. So anyways, there's a student in that class that the parent was asking for assistance on like how to start the referral process. So then if she qualifies, I would officially have students in every grade but kindergarten. And usually you don't have kindergartners qualifying unless they were like identified in pre-K. But sometimes they can get missed in pre-K, or they just didn't go to pre-K. And then they qualify probably like middle of December. So who knows? This time January I could have students in every single grade. And granted, if you count intervention, then I would have students in every single grade because I always do a kindergarten intervention. It's really raining right now, and I think the county I live in and like several of the surrounding counties have tornado watches right now, which is kind of scary, I guess. I don't really get that many tornadoes in Wisconsin. Also really not a big fan of driving in bad weather, and we've already had a lot of rains, so that could lead to a lot of like road washing out kind of things. And I do drive right over a river, so most of the places that I drive are around that river are very low-lying. So my plan is to be here not that late. Originally I was going to stay until I was absolutely starving and I needed to leave, but I'm not going to stay so long that it's like pitch dark outside because I don't want to like fall into a washed out road or something horrific. So I'm using this tape dispenser I bought from TJ Maxx for $8. I like the color mint, and it fits my 1-inch wide tape. And then I'm using this paper organizer thing from Walmart, and then it's just got all my labels in it, and so then I can just put the tape in there, shut the cover, and then leave it somewhere that I hope they won't lose it, and that everything I need from our library is together. So now I'm gonna go put these books away in my library, and then we will focus on putting away this pile into these containers. Behavior lesson plans. This behavior, it goes with the behavior books. And so we've got this beautiful pile where I've been hiding things. I'll bring this stuff to the table and figure out what I'm going to do with it, including this, because I don't actually remember what's all in there. It might just be like flexible seating options, or it might be more things that I hid. I don't know. Let's find out. So all of these are nothing but stamping blocks, stamping ink pads, stamping patterns, like letters, numbers. And I know there's more because I've seen it, I just don't remember where I put it. But then also, we have all my like flexible seatings, a ball, it's like the bumpy things. So we got chairs like this. This is like a weighted vest you can stick things on. This is a body sock. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it in here. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining. Ouch! I just tripped over a chair. It's raining pretty decently outside. I'm gonna go home before I get caught in some nasty weather, and I'm gonna just come early tomorrow and deal with this. It's so windy that literally a bird's nest fell off of the light right there, and it's sheltered by the rain, so that just tells you how gross and wet and rainy it is right now, and windy. It's wet. Okay, here we go. First day of school. We got this. And look, our friend the leaky floor is back. Fantastic. Let's see if over here is wet. This isn't bad. Yeah, it's a little wet up here. Interesting. It comes from the light, but it leaks on that end, so it's like it tips to right here. Well, it's already been an eventful day. It's 9:25. The first graders I was helping with are now off to music. And in the, 2 hours since school has started, I've been scratched. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of red still. And then they took a bathroom break, and my student purposely peed on 2 other students. So there's that. An eventful day. So the floor is still soggy, and I just dumped scissors and glue sticks all over the place. So that's how my day is going today. I love French bread pizza. So before I do anything serious at the end of the day, I always like a little bit of a de-stress, sit in my chair and do nothing moment. So this is the perfect do nothing moment. So I got a little bit of a mark left from my student scratching me. Fantastic. So before I leave, I'm going to clean off my desk. You can almost see the end of it. That's fantastic. And I'm going to put this together that I didn't put back after it broke because I was just totally over it. Maybe by the time I come back tomorrow, the carpet will look less like somebody peed, but it's 5 o'clock, and so it's been like this for 6 hours and it still looks quite damp. Okay, I totally changed my mind. I'm going to take all the supplies that are in here. So it's basically highlighters, erasers, glue, scissors, glue sticks, yada yada. I'm going to put them in the containers that go here. The reasoning behind that is when I have students come in here for groups, they fight over who gets the purple scissors, who gets the big scissors. And I have a caddy in here, I believe. No, No, not that one. It's dark. You can't really see that very well. Light switch. This caddy right here that I use for when I'm taking kids elsewhere, not in my room, but I could definitely use that for kids in my room. And then all the scissors are red and they can't fight over them. So I'll just come a little earlier and deal with this, hopefully. So I'm gonna get out of here. I have a friend who just texted me and wants me to be a fill-in for a volleyball game for her, which really I just want a nap. I don't want to go play volleyball, but I'm a good friend. I'll go play some volleyball at 8:45 when I'd rather be in bed. Check in with you guys tomorrow. Happy Thursday, friends. Another day, another puddle. Nothing's coming out. It's pretty dry, but still got a puddle. Got some breakfast. Got 20-ish minutes till I have to go do stuff with kids. Time to pick up my mess. One of my kids brought me their book they finished. I mean, it's a pretty serious sized book. We've got coins, place value, blocks, time, addition, adding money, number lines, clocks, angles, dividing, perimeter, multiplication, division, fact families, multiplication. We're doing measurement with weight, place value, and estimates, story problems. So she earned her extra recess. I just don't get how people can hate on school lunch. Like, this is great. A corn dog, little tater tots, peaches, fresh blueberries, like, perfect. I mean, we had broccoli too, but I don't like steamed broccoli. Yuck. So right now I'm looking at buying a swing for my classroom, so that's all fun and everything. Just looking at finalizing my schedule for students. So that's semi-crazy. Table's pretty clean. Desk is pretty clean. It's almost 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna get out of here and go get some Mexican food. Tomorrow is Friday and thank God. I'm exhausted. Janitor took these desks apart and just left them outside my room. Not better. Happy Friday, friends. It's Packer game on Sunday, so of course everyone wears Packer gear. This is actually it's kind of like a sparkly one that I got from Walmart for like $20-some, so pretty good deal. I'm not really a fan of like the actual jerseys because they're just so kind of like boring, but this one has sparkle, so obviously I like it. Then I'm wearing just Miss Me jeans and yellow Birkenstocks. Matchy, matchy. Yes, yes. So I forgot my breakfast. That's kind of sad. I love my granola bars, but this is one of the Fridays where the church down the road makes donuts and sells like real cake donuts for a dozen for $4. So I'm gonna hop on that. Not necessarily I can eat a whole dozen, but I'm sure I could find somebody that wants some more donuts. There's not really much going on today. In the afternoons are PBIS kickoff, so there's like different little stations that the kids will rotate to, like what are the expectations on the bus, and then we actually have a bus come and they get on the bus and like this is your assigned seat and this is how you sit and this is our expectations on the bus. And then there's like bathroom one, like a tornado one, intruder drill one, just all sorts of things. And like this is like just a practice round for them and just our expectations of how they act during that time. And then they asked me to buy some Freezy Pops, so I know the kids are all getting a Freezy Pop. And then I'm sure we'll just talk about like our PBIS tickets and how you earn them and the prizes you can get and stuff. It's kind of a fun day for the afternoon. Usually I'm making copies right now, but I don't have any copies to make. I could clean this stuff off my back counter thing here. Yeah, I guess I'll do that. Usually right now I'm like running around making copies for next week, but I don't really have anything for next week yet because I'll just be starting my pull-out sessions with kids and then like testing their reading levels and doing progress monitoring with them. And I won't actually start doing any direct instruction until probably like Wednesday, Thursday, and so I can make my copies like Tuesday night. Usually on Tuesday I have tutoring, but it's beginning of the year, so I don't have tutoring. So I have a lot more time than I'm used to. Makes me so sad when there's no tomato soup. Got my donuts, so that was like the bright shining moment of the day. Fourth grade has decided to change their schedule, which one of my students gets like 3 hours of time with me, and so that significantly affects my schedule and just the things that happened. So we were doing like a PBIS rollout for our school, so it's a lot of just like introducing the expectations for like the kindergartners and stuff, but then also like everyone through 5th grade is doing the same thing. And so I was with one of my students, and one of the stations was the playground. You know, this is how you act on the swing set, and this is what you don't do, like the Titanic, you know, where they like go like stiff and they lean back all the way and their head like practically hits the ground. Yeah, that's a no. So then a couple of 5th graders were like demonstrating all the things that you don't do on the playground. Kid sees the playground and he wants to play, and so I have to like redirect him, try to get him not to play, and then like I'm holding his hand most of the time, and then he's trying to edge away, and then he's mad because I'm holding his hand, and then he's pinching because he wants to go play. I'm like, oh no, sorry, we can't go play, buddy. Crazy day. Oh, my shop is here at least, thank the Lord. How beautiful it is. Nice 16 cube. Probably come in tomorrow to put it together. One of my 4th graders and one of my 5th graders is doing system for this eye is horrible. Whatever. One of my 4th graders and one of my 5th graders are doing system 44, so I've been trying to get that set up, and like my account isn't working right now, so I can get like halfway into their accounts to get things set up, but I can't get all of it done because my account is not working. So there's one thing, and I was planning on starting with everybody next week, which makes me feel really bad because that leaves the 1st grade teacher with one of my students who I've been helping like one-on-one this entire week, and then I'm just going to be dropping support basically to what is specified in his IEP. So 1st grade's going to be a little crazy. Oh, and then after PBIS rollout, we all went into the gym and had like a little mini assembly, and they all got Freezy Pops. Well, somebody blew into their Freezy Pop and made it fly, and the next thing you know, 100 kids are trying to do it. No. So that bag right there needs magnets on it so that I can start foundations with my 1st graders on Monday. But I was busy with a parent phone call and just like dealing with some craziness. So maybe tomorrow when I come in, I'll do the magnets while my boyfriend puts the cabinet together. Hopefully. But it's 4:30. I work at 5:30, so I'm gonna get out of here, go through McDonald's drive-thru, and then sit at Walmart and eat my food and maybe read a fun book before I work till 11. Sometimes I really regret having a second job until it's payday. Then I'm like, yes, totally worth it. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and comment if you'd like to see more, or if you have any ideas for anything I could share with you, any questions, feel free to just leave it below. Thanks. Bye. It looks so nice. And now look at this. The door handle is like perfectly right there, so you can push it all the way against the wall. And look at, you can still reach the light switch. I could not have planned it any better. My boyfriend's here right now because he helped me build it, so I'll probably put everything on the shelves on Monday. Something to look forward to.